Do you ever feel like worry is taking away your energy, happiness, and potential? It's like a dark cloud always hanging over your head, whispering doubts, fears, and endless what ifs. It's tiring, right? That uneasy feeling in your stomach that keeps you awake at night drains your energy during the day and makes even simple tasks feel hard. You're not alone. In today's busy world, worry and anxiety are problems many of us face. They creep into our minds, often without us noticing at first. Then, before we know it, they're controlling our thoughts, actions, and even our relationships. But here's the good news. Worry doesn't have to control your life. You have the power to take back control, overcome this mental barrier, and to live a life filled with peace, purpose, and confidence. I want to share with you some insights and practical steps that can help you break free from the grip of worry. And who better to guide us on this journey than the legendary Jim Rohn? Known for his wisdom and practical advice on personal growth, Jim Rohn believed that overcoming worry is not just possible, but essential for achieving the life you truly want. Worry, my friends, might be the biggest killer. If it's not the number one cause of physical problems, though many doctors say that chronic worriers tend to die sooner than those who don't worry, it's the biggest killer of dreams, energy, vitality, and a good lifestyle. But here's the thing. Worry is a habit. And like any habit, it can be changed. Before we dive into ways to overcome worry, it's important to understand what worry is and how it affects our lives. At its core, worry is like fear creating scary pictures in our minds, pictures that are often exaggerated and far from reality. It's like watching a horror movie that you've created in your head, and the more you watch it, the more real it feels. Think about it. How many times have you worried about something that never actually happened? Maybe it was a presentation at work, a conversation you were dreading, or a decision you were scared to make. You played out the worst-case scenarios in your mind, losing sleep and peace over it. But when the moment finally came, it wasn't as bad as you imagined. In many cases, it didn't happen at all. Worry is like a mental station that only broadcasts negative thoughts. It focuses on risks but ignores rewards. It warns of failure but overlooks success. Left unchecked, worry can take over, causing chaos in every part of your life. But why do we let worry take such control? It often comes from not knowing all the facts, feeling unprepared, or lacking confidence. We worry because we feel uncertain or inadequate. But here's the important thing to remember. Worry doesn't reflect reality. It reflects our mindset. It's the stories we tell ourselves, full of what-ifs, that keep us stuck. These stories are usually based on fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of what others might think. For example, imagine you're planning a family trip. Naturally, you're concerned about things like the car's condition and the route. But if you let worry take over, you start imagining everything that could go wrong, like the car breaking down or getting lost. Suddenly, the trip that should bring joy turns into a source of stress and anxiety. This is what worry does. It turns manageable situations into overwhelming problems. It drains your energy and keeps you from enjoying the present moment. But just as worry is a habit, it's a habit that can be broken. We can learn to recognize it, understand it, and replace it with something better: confidence, action, and control. So remember, worry is not an unavoidable part of life. It's a choice. And the first step to overcoming it is understanding how it works. Once you do that, you can start to break it down and replace it with positive actions. Now that we've talked about what worry is and how it steals our peace, let's look at its close companion, anxiety. If worry is the nagging voice that fills your mind with doubts, anxiety is the heavy feeling that makes it hard to breathe, think, or move forward. But like worry, anxiety doesn't just happen to us. It is caused, and understanding them is key to overcoming it. Anxiety often starts where fear and uncertainty meet. It's born from the unknown, the what-ifs that play over and over in our minds. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? These small thoughts can grow into a powerful force that stops us from taking action. One common cause of anxiety is the fear of failure. Many of us are afraid of not measuring up because society places so much value on success. But failure is a natural part of life. It's how we learn and grow. Yet, anxiety makes us believe that failure is something to avoid at all costs, which can stop us from even trying. Another cause is the fear of the unknown. We like to feel in control, and when we face uncertainty, whether it's about our health, job, relationships, or future, it can create deep anxiety. We start to imagine all the things that could go wrong, focusing on the worst possible outcomes. Anxiety thrives in this gap between what we know and what we fear might happen. A third cause is the fear of judgment. We worry about what others think of us, whether we're doing enough, living up to expectations, or being judged for our choices. This fear can make us second-guess ourselves and avoid taking risks that could lead to happiness. Let's say you're about to give a presentation at work. You've prepared and know your material, but as the moment gets closer, anxiety creeps in. You start thinking, what if I forget my lines? What if I mess up? What if my boss thinks I'm not good enough? These thoughts create panic, making it hard to focus and do your best. Anxiety works by taking a situation that's challenging but manageable and making it feel overwhelming. But these fears of failure, the unknown, and judgment are often based on assumptions, not facts. They're stories we tell ourselves, and we can rewrite these stories. The first step to overcoming anxiety is to become aware of it. Recognize when anxiety starts to creep in and identify what's causing it. Is it fear of failure, the unknown, or judgment? Once you know the cause, you can challenge these fears and take steps to regain control. By breaking down your anxiety into smaller parts, you can see it for what it is, a set of fears that lose their power when faced head-on. Now that we understand what worry and anxiety are, let's talk about what we can do to overcome them. The good news is, there are practical strategies to help you manage and reduce anxiety so you can live with more peace and confidence. Let's start with something simple: breathing. When you feel anxious, your body often reacts as if you're in danger. Your heart races, your muscles tense up, and your breathing becomes shallow. This can make anxiety worse, but you can calm yourself down by practicing deep breathing. One technique is called box breathing. Imagine drawing a box in your mind. As you breathe in, count to 4 and imagine drawing one side of the box. Hold your breath for 4 counts as you draw the next side. Breathe out for 4 counts for the third side, and hold your breath again for 4 counts to complete the box. Repeat this a few times to help calm your mind and body. Another powerful tool is mindfulness, which means focusing on the present moment without judgment. When we're anxious, our minds often race with negative thoughts about the future. Mindfulness helps bring us back to the here and now, where we can remind ourselves that we're okay. A simple exercise is to notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This helps ground you in the present moment. It's also important to challenge your thoughts. Anxiety often comes from irrational or exaggerated thoughts, like thinking that one mistake at work will ruin your career. When you have these thoughts, ask yourself, is this based on fact or assumption? What's the worst that could realistically happen? What would I say to a friend who was thinking this? By questioning your thoughts, you can start to see them more clearly and reduce your anxiety. Exercise is another great way to combat anxiety. Physical activity releases endorphins, which make you feel better. It also helps you sleep better and reduces stress. You don't have to do intense workouts, even a short walk or some light yoga can make a big difference. The key is to move your body regularly. Setting boundaries is also crucial. Anxiety can come from feeling overwhelmed by too many demands. Learn to say no when you need to, whether it's at work or in your personal life. It's okay to prioritize your mental health and make sure you have enough time to rest and take care of yourself. Building a support system is another essential strategy. Anxiety can make you feel alone, but you're not. Talk to friends, family, or a therapist. Sometimes just knowing someone understands can help ease your anxiety. And if you're struggling a lot, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Therapy can give you more tools to manage anxiety. Creating a routine can also help. Anxiety often thrives in chaos, so having a daily routine gives you structure and a sense of control. Try to wake up at the same time every day, plan your meals, and set aside time for work, exercise, and relaxation. Finally, practice gratitude. When we're anxious, we tend to focus on what could go wrong. Gratitude helps shift our focus to what's going right. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Over time, this can help reduce anxiety by training your mind to see the positives. These strategies can help you manage and overcome anxiety, leading to a calmer, more confident life. Now that we've talked about strategies to overcome worry and anxiety, let's focus on making these strategies a regular part of your daily life. Knowing what to do is one thing, but doing it, especially when life gets busy, is another. Overcoming anxiety isn't about a quick fix. It's about creating habits and routines that support your mental health every day. Let's start with the idea of routine. While it might sound boring, having a routine is one of the most powerful tools against anxiety. Why? Because anxiety loves uncertainty and chaos. When your life feels disorganized, your mind often follows. A routine brings order and control, which can reduce anxiety significantly. Think about how you start your day. Do you wake up in a rush, grab a quick coffee, and dash out the door? Starting your day this way can set a tone of stress that lasts for hours. Instead, try waking up a little earlier to give yourself some extra time. Start with a few minutes of deep breathing or mindfulness to center yourself. Then, go through your morning routine calmly, whether it's having a quiet breakfast, stretching, or just sitting in silence for a moment. This small change can make a big difference in how you feel throughout the day. Another key to making these strategies stick is setting reminders. It's easy to forget to practice deep breathing or mindfulness when you're busy. Setting reminders on your phone or using sticky notes can help you remember. For example, you could set a reminder to take a few deep breaths every couple of hours. These small breaks can help keep anxiety at bay. You can also use the technique of habit stacking. This means pairing a new habit with an existing one. For example, if you already brush your teeth every morning, you could add a deep breathing exercise right after. Or, if you make coffee in the morning, you could use that time to practice gratitude, thinking of 3 things you're thankful for as your coffee brews. Over time, these habits will become a natural part of your routine. Journaling is another powerful tool. Writing down your thoughts and worries helps you understand them better and can provide relief by getting them out of your head. Make journaling a daily habit, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes. Use this time to reflect on your day, write down any anxieties, and plan how you'll address them. You can also track your progress, noting what strategies work for you and where you need more help. Exercise is also important. Regular physical activity is one of the best ways to combat anxiety. It releases endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. It doesn't have to be intense. Even a short walk or some light yoga can help. The key is to find something you enjoy so it doesn't feel like a chore. Exercise not only helps reduce anxiety in the moment, but also builds long-term resilience against stress. Self-compassion is equally important. We live in a world that often values perfection, which can lead to anxiety. But no one is perfect, and trying to be perfect only leads to stress and burnout. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. Recognize that you're doing your best, even when things don't go as planned. Allow yourself to rest, make mistakes, and take care of your mental and emotional health. Staying connected with your support network is another key to long-term success. Nurture your relationships with friends, family, and others who support you. Don't hesitate to reach out when you need help, whether it's just for a chat or more structured support like therapy. Professional support can be a valuable part of your strategy for managing anxiety, even if you've made significant progress on your own. Consider exploring therapy options like one-on-one counseling, group therapy, or online resources. Seeking help is a sign of strength and commitment to your well-being. Celebrating your successes is also essential. When you make progress in managing anxiety, take time to acknowledge it. This could be as simple as giving yourself a pat on the back, treating yourself to something special, or sharing your achievements with someone who supports you. Celebrating reinforces your progress and motivates you to keep moving forward. Finally, continuous learning and growth are vital. Overcoming anxiety isn't something you do once and then forget about. It's an ongoing process of self-improvement and self-discovery. Keep looking for opportunities to learn and grow. This might mean reading books on personal development, attending workshops, or reflecting on your experiences. The more you invest in your growth, the more resilient you'll become, and the better equipped you'll be to handle challenges. Remember, long-term success isn't about never feeling anxious again. It's about building the skills and resilience to manage anxiety when it does arise and moving forward confidently. You've already taken the first steps, and that's something to be proud of. As we wrap up, reflect on what you've learned. You now understand how to recognize and manage worry and anxiety, and how to build resilience for the long term. Most importantly, you've learned that overcoming anxiety is possible. It's a journey that requires patience, persistence, and practice. But it's a journey you're more than capable of taking. What's your next step? Maybe it's practicing mindfulness, setting a new goal, or contacting a friend. Whatever it is, take that step with confidence, knowing that you have the tools and strength to overcome any challenge. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I believe in your ability to overcome anxiety and create a life filled with meaning, purpose, and joy. So go out there, take that next step, and remember, you have everything you need to succeed.